man.
Live.
Yes, sir. Episode 88. Your boys Ryan and Paul.
Hey man, it's Paul and
Jeez.
Ryan.
Come on, Brody. It's always the vibes. Now, I did get it correct. We are episode 88, so it's we real live like we bringing 88 back, man. Where we at? Where we at with it? A lot has been going on
A lot
since
going
we
on.
was last here, man. I think we took a week off. Um,
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, things just get busy. That's just how it is, but where are we at with it now? Just to give people a quick I guess snapshot.
Hey man, well let's run it up, right? So we coming up on the
uh,
holiday season. So it's a lot
Facts.
going on, it's a lot of things happening economically. But before that, man, ISO, we gotta talk about it, man. You dropped it,
Oh shit. Come on,
dropped
man.
it. It's
Come
hot.
on. Yes,
If you
sir.
haven't heard my
Yes,
man,
sir.
if you haven't heard my man C's new
Yes.
album ISO, you need to get into him.
Tap in, tap in, tap in, tap in. Talk to me nice. Ja
Hey,
like where you been at. You should have been listening to it yesterday. All that.
all
So
that shit, man. So, what's your favorite track, bro? Honestly, if you could
man,
pick one,
yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, honestly, I told there was a print interview I did. So shout out to I think I said I'm gonna say his name right. Hopefully Damelo Damelo Gray or Damelo Gray or whatnot. But yeah, so he a dude in the 12E chord who writes for Roundhouse Music in Canada. So he hit me up a while
I
ago to
saw
do an
that.
interview, and I was like, I don't really, have anything to talk about right now. I forgot that he hit me up, no disrespect, but I'm glad that he remembered he hit me up because when I dropped the project or when I dropped a promo for the project, he hit me up. And in that interview, I told him my favorite track was How the Strong Survive. Just
Mm.
because it's like, it's real, man. Like us at our age, like for real, I feel like we're still young, but we can definitely look back at things and be like, man, we really made it, versus a lot of
Right.
our peers who either job market wise they haven't made it, education wise they haven't made it. Sometimes tragically in life they haven't made it. You know what I mean? So sometimes, you do have to step back and look around at, where you've been, where you are, and just like kind of be thankful to still be breathing and whatnot, and just be like, yo, I really am strong to be here. Even if it seems it's just one day at a time. It really
Right.
is, the game of life outside. So it's like one of those things where, it's just to remember that, just to give you kind of a pat on the back, tell you, keep going and things like that. But outside of the message and everything, I just love the track, man. Like shout out Deadlex, same dude who produced another one. This beat sounds like your classic Heatmakers Dipset beat. Shit is banging. And then
Right.
on top of it, bro, that was written after a wild night out here. Of course, you can probably listen to the project and be like, damn, C sound like he been through some wild nights. It sounds like I've been outside on the project, even though I'm talking about being inside and whatnot. But it was just like I got on the mic and I started kind of doing a little melodic tone, but like the tone that I was hitting, to me, I think that's my kind of wheelhouse because rappers try to do the melodic thing every now and then and try to kind of do the singing, and we have auto tune, so it's kind of like easy to like kind of make you sound all right. But on that track, the auto tune really it wasn't even necessary really because I listened to the vocals with and without auto tune, like, and the auto tune really just smoothing some things out. But otherwise, I was hitting that note. It was right in my wheelhouse. It was something that showed me like, all right, me kind of like over the past few years, like really just like, okay, not just I get a beat because it is natural, right? To just get a beat and rap over it. But I feel like when you really dig into it and dig into the science, like you want your voice to sound good on the beat. Sometimes you look at the greats like Drake and be like, there's got to be something else going on here because this man has been dominant. We've never seen a run like this, and like he's just stayed consistent at the top, not falling off in relevancy since he's begun. So something I started thinking about is like, as a rapper, let me match the key. I know autotune is already gonna match the key, but let me see if I can match my key, tone of voice to this beat beforehand. just to make it
Right.
easier. So me playing with that and learning that and trying to like listen to that, I think it helped out. So, a lot of people were hitting me up like, bro, your vocal range is crazy, and your tone and emotion and all that. So yeah, bro, it's one of those things where not even to like toot my horn, I'm just proud of the body of work because I listen to other bodies of work and I've gone back and kind of like listened to clips and looked at old stuff that I've put out, and I can be like, okay, mixing might have taken a hit here. Now I know like there's no cut corners, or now I'm in contact with the best engineers and things like that, or now it's like, there's little things that people might not think about that makes this project so much better than the rest, because like say you do get everything mixed, the levels could still be all over the place and you throw it out there. And now you're listening to
Right.
it and it's a grab bag. Oh, this one's a little quiet, this one's loud, this one's this. So, I took the whole album and put it through like one like album master. So everything was the same at the end of the day, same kind of like tone and everything. And I think it shows when you listen to the full thing. And then just writing wise, I mean, every time, you just got to improve just as a rapper. So it's one of those things where it's still personal, it's still deep, but I feel like people can connect to it. And now I'm spitting in such a way where it's not like, oh, it's so tapped in that the listeners got to be like, well, who is Mark and what was this class and this, and something that's just super specific to me. Now it's kind of like I'm still telling those stories, but I feel like a broader audience can kind of like catch it and grab on, and the reception been dope. So gotta
Yeah,
thank
yeah,
people for
bro.
listening, man. I gotta thank people for listening for sure.
Hey man, say we can play that track at the end of this episode.
Right.
Matter of fact,
And I
I'm
gotta
gonna
I
do
gotta
that.
shout out, I gotta shout out Jams too. He liked the project. And it's one of those things where little stuff like that is like dope to me, because it's like he's really killing it right now. He's on tour. He's been on our pod. So of course I've been tapped in since then. He's your man's. He's in Japan with Cook Up. So, just to see him like that shit, of course, Cook Up produced on the project. Cook Up, he reached out and shouted out. So that was cool that people tapping in Japan on their busy schedule and whatnot. So, I mean, hey man, the
Oh,
love is felt out here for real. It's cool to get, some kind of recognition from your peers and whatnot. Ease World reached out to be like, hey yo, I see you, Jesse 5K. A lot of the people who was on the con, man, like you really
fucking
forget,
with it.
like we really had a lot of people on here, like Artificial. We
Yeah,
need to get Artificial on. I know we, said he was going to be on the next episode and we kind of jumbled some weeks, but we're going to get that
we'll lock
that
him in.
squared away for sure. But yeah,
Yeah,
man,
man.
it made me proud to just put out this project, and it made me think of the COD as well, just because, you know, our Discord has a lot of producers who are on the project as well. Shout out Deadlegs, shout out Barlin, shout out Mahi, who
Right.
actually produced my last track. He actually, he produced my last project, but he actually rapped on this one. So that same Spark Trees, that was him.
Our trees. Yeah.
Right, right. That was him. And he lives in Barbados. So when you hear him rap, it's like he sounds like he's rapping from New York or some shit. It's just like one of those things that it shows you how global this is. It shows you how tapped in we are. It shows us how
Yeah.
deep that community is in the COD.
It's
So
important, bro. And like you
right.
said, strong, strong, man. Keep being strong. And we 88 episodes strong.
Come
And we
on, come
still
on,
here.
come
We
on.
rocking.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir. And I like how your internet's staying strong too, because
hey, bro, listen, man. Jobs out here. It's a lot of shit that's shaky.
right,
Internet's shaky. You know what I'm
right.
saying? The
Hey,
dollar's shaky. Gas is
hold on.
shaky.
We're
You
gonna
know.
get back to ISO. We're gonna get back to ISO in a minute, but just going on this shaky, man. Let's get to some of these topics because politics is shaky, of course. It's always shaky.
Hey, bro.
But
You know what? While we sitting here talking, man, you
right,
talking about like strength. You talking about strength, and I kind of want to bring up, and it's deep, right? And maybe
right.
even dark. Man, what's happening in Iran, bro? Like
Okay,
we
okay. Yeah, 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 yeah.
had the
So like
whole
let's talk about that because I'm
trial.
not too aware. I'm not too aware right now. I know it's women's rights right now. I know women's rights are at stake. I'm hearing
Yeah,
things that they're getting, persecuted, they're getting beaten and things like that. Women are protesting. But do you have more insight? Like, what's the actual root of the cause, and what are these women fighting for
So,
outside of
and
just
I'm sure,
justice and equality, right?
yeah. So justice and equality, bro. It's a lot that's going on right now. They call them the hijab protests, and man, Iran, they're saying the government's doing mass executions to the people who protested, because they were killing women for not having on their hijabs. You know what I'm saying? Which, and I don't want to misspeak, but in Islam, a hijab is a decision that they make is kind of submitting to God, right? So they wear the hijab um, as a symbol of that submission and love for God and of Allah, excuse me. And
Right,
they were killing women, so they were protesting taking off the hijab, for the government, and it just I mean it just broke out into chaos pretty much. And
right,
right now they're saying they're holding thousands of youths that they've condemned to death. And it's a big thing right now, man. It's all over the internet. I actually had some friends who, when I was traveling abroad, when I was in Turkey, met some people from Iran, and I mean, man, it's just sad to think that that you're subject to that type of persecution. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know we've had our issues in the U.S. and we're not perfect by any means, but I mean, man, this is a human rights thing. You know what I mean? This is just pure decency, and no government is bigger than the people, and you shouldn't be killing people. That's almost
right,
genocide.
right.
So I just think that man, if anybody's listening from there, or if anybody has family there, man, just tell them to stay strong. And obviously,
Right,
here at the Kai, we're supporting the cause,
for sure.
and
Are
all we
there
can do
any
is hope.
organizations that you've seen that we can donate to, or is there a way? Because I guess that's the next thing, right? Like, so outside of like, how could we almost show our support?
Man, I think right now, man, information is king.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? Just sharing and getting the facts out there and kind of
Because
keeping the spotlight on.
look how I told you I've heard about it, but I don't necessarily know. So it's not even a story that's necessarily being publicized right now. I'm
Right.
seeing a few people on my stories post about it, but it's not a lot.
But
So
you know how media rolls though. We got our own problems, so our media's gonna highlight
exactly.
our. They're gonna try to ignore that
Hey,
type
but
of
they
stuff.
always talk about Ukraine and Russia, right? I guess we're kind of involved a little bit, but I mean, we ain't got to spell it
Yeah.
out. But at the same time, there was a development with that, right? So Poland had some missiles, rained down over there.
Oh,
Two
Russia hit
two
Poland.
missiles, and two people got passed, and they were saying it was Russia. And then they actually did an investigation, and on early investigation, they're saying now that it was from Ukraine, from some strikes that might have
Right.
gone, a separate way or a wrong way or something like that. Ukraine, of course, is saying it's not us. Russia's saying it's not us. Biden is like, right now we're doing our due diligence in the investigation, and it's looking like it's coming from this Ukrainian camp. So we're not gonna jump to conclusions and shit. But to me, it's like, damn, bro, two people still died. So like, if it's from Ukraine, like, all right, Ukraine is your friend, and you're taking that as like friendly fire. I think you still need to investigate and be like, hey, man.
Yeah.
Let's calm things down. Like, how did this happen? Just like how you would do a
Uh,
ballistics report for CSI and all that other stuff. Like, you got to figure out, like, was this actually an accident? Were you just waving your hand wild when you were shooting? Or like, can
right.
you be a little bit tighter with your operations? Do you need someone to help you be tighter with your operations? We can't have missiles flying like this. Like,
Right.
if it really
And
was that,
yeah,
because who
right
knows?
before that.
Maybe it's Russia, and they don't want people to be alarmed. So it's like, nah. I don't know. I don't.
Yeah,
But
exactly. We got to keep an eye on that because in a similar situation, in a different time, in a different war, you know, when Poland got hit or invaded or whatever, that's when it all started. So I'm not
mm-hmm.
trying to say it's that type of situation, but
Right,
last thing that I heard was that the Russians were retreating from a key city.
right.
And now we hear about missiles. So I'm just it's just a lot of chaos going on in the world, man. We
Right.
hope that ends soon as well. And I mean, and it's not just affecting them, right? It's affecting everybody. It's affecting that. Affecting us morally. It's affecting us financially, economically,
Mm-hmm.
right? With oil and manufacturing and lots of different things. Um, uh, and we're all a part of it. Even if you don't think we're a part of it, we are, right?
Right.
So, goes back to an earlier conversation with me and you were talking about offline. About all of us being connected and
Right.
kind of
Facts.
and we need to have that attitude, bro. We need to
Right.
stop the kind of the separatism of
Right.
peoples and move forward positively. So
My bad. It's
um,
like the crazy thing. I'm trying to move this chair, but my bad. The crazy thing is like you want to talk about connected, just a little tidbit. What's wild is like not to put anyone's business out there, but like the other day, my dad was outside, like putting a hubcap on my sister's car, and like it's nighttime, but we in the suburbs and whatnot, and they had this Asian couple walking down the street or on the other side sidewalk. They flash a flashlight on them, talking about like, "Do you live in this neighborhood?" And my dad's definitely like an older man, so he's like, "What? I live right here. Like, where do you live?" They're like, "Oh, we live maybe like two streets down, but it's just been some break-ins around here with cars and like my dad was heated, and it's one of those things like, yo, like just like you said, with this connection, if people would actually talk more, if people understood, it's like, and I don't even want to say talk more and sound like that, but I just mean like neighbors. Like literally, the guy said, "I'm two streets over." Okay,
right,
I get it. You're
right,
two streets over, so you're not even on my street. So why are you talking like you know who we are? But
right,
second,
right,
all right, maybe you live in the same subdivision. How come we've never seen you? Because you
yeah,
don't talk?
right.
Because you're scared? Because you're inside? How come this energy is brought to the suburbs now? Usually it's not there. Okay, we as black people we feel it here and there. But why is this apprehension in the suburbs? Is it because people are breaking into cars or is it because people aren't locking their car doors at night and teenagers are rummaging through it, You're gonna
Right.
shine your flashlight on my old man like it's one of those things where I'm just sitting there thinking to myself like if you just left your house a little bit, or if you just spoke up, if we saw you at the subdivision meeting or something like that, like we seen you on some walks, but with this world, how separated everyone is, you're paranoid of your neighbor. Like, damn,
Hey,
niggas
the
can't even
sense of
work on the
community,
car
bro.
no more. Right.
Right, right. We
And
used to have a
that's
sense of community.
right, right. And that
People
goes
would
for
come.
a lot of things. Even though we're talking about a small situation, that can connect to that that larger world situation of, war to, Kanye's anti-Semitic rants.
Right.
All these things can boil down to having conversations, really trying to understand, who your neighbor is before the miscommunication, before the violence, before the threats. So, you know, it's wild out here with this war, and I hope it doesn't go anywhere else. But you
Right.
definitely gotta, yeah.
And to that point, I'm happy you brought that up, man, because I had saw something, and I don't know if it's true. You can confirm. They said
Right.
that Kyrie talked to Adam Silver.
Okay, okay. I heard that. I heard that. I don't know
Uh,
what the deal is though. So like, is he still in flux? Is he good to play, or is it still like? Well, he definitely got the 5 game suspension, but then they said they
right.
wanted to have further talks with him. Now it's being reported that he did have the talk with Silver. So has there been
Yeah.
an outcome from there? Because apparently Silver wasn't happy with his initial apology.
So right here, according to New York Times, it says Kyrie Irving is not anti-Semitic. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver says. So obviously, just like you just said, sense of community, little conversation, some communication,
Exactly.
which which
Exactly.
tra- which translates across all relationships, across
Exactly.
all
Exactly. All
aspects of life.
industries. Right. Right.
A
Whether
lot
it
of
be
times,
war or on the basketball court.
a lot of times, all that needs to happen is people talk and get some clarification or some communication and
We
become
talk about the
familiar with
basket,
somebody,
right? We talk
you
about the
know.
basketball court. Look at Isaiah Thomas. Didn't he say he was it was still up with Michael Jordan until Jordan apologized?
Hey,
He wants
bro.
that
Hey, bro.
conversation.
Hey, bro. Hey, bro. But you know what? You know what? I don't like
You
going
said
into
he's not getting that conversation.
man, dudes get the fuck out of here.
He's not getting
hey,
that conversation.
hey. My opinion, my professional opinion, dude, get the fuck
Right,
out of here. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like he's just looking for some.
Some
He's
clout.
reaching, bro. Yeah,
Right,
he reaching, bro. He's
right,
reaching, bro. He's trying to make it a thing, bro. He's trying to make it a thing. And of course, the media took it and tried to run with it. But you know, MJ's not going to feed into that. He has nothing to say to Isaiah. What's he have to say to
right.
Isaiah? How many rings does Isaiah have? I'll wait.
Hey, not
You
as
know
much
what
as
I'm saying?
Jordan.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. He's some people, man, they just trying to be relevant, bro. It's just like everything that happened with Takeoff. Rest in peace, Takeoff.
Right,
Um, and then people start posting shit,
right, right, right,
explanations, this and that, or the people who recorded it. You know what I mean? They're just looking for some clout, man, and it's sad. Social media and all of these tools that we have can be used for good when it comes to like these wars and like this Iran thing and kind of shining light on what the truth is and what's actually happening. But also, it's a gift and a curse because the curse is that people, put misinformation out there and they post up bullshit to try to get some clout, or they
right.
post up something that's insensitive to the situation and trying to just get some likes to get some views and that's whatever. Whatever,
Nah,
bro.
it's a
I'm whatever.
fact. It's a fact. Nah, it's a fact. Um, where was we going?
Man, we were
Hold
talking
on.
about
Uh,
yeah, no, we talked about Kyrie and then we talked about your boy Isaiah and yeah, that's trash. MJ isn't doing that. Next subject, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, Thanksgiving's coming up. Um, for those of you who aren't in the U.S., Thanksgiving is a holiday that celebrates. What does it celebrate now? They switched it up a couple of times now, right? Now it's just kind of being about being with your family and eating good food and spending the holidays with them. But originally, it was based off of what the Indians and the Puritans, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Which you know, not Indians, Native Americans, but Indians, what they called them back then. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm a chef up. We were just talking with a bunch of people in our Discord. And if you're not in our Discord, we'll post that up too. Get into the Discord, man. We got some good guys in there, some good ladies in there. And it's always a good time to pop in and talk about topics and keep the conversation going day to day. And they really contribute. But we were just talking about cooking up, and
Right, right, right.
I'm not a baker, but I will be making the mac and cheese this year. And I'm trying to figure out if you go with the sweet potato or you go with the pumpkin pie. And a lot of people said sweet potato. I don't know, man. Pumpkin just seems like it's right on point for the holiday, but I don't even know how many people really eat sweet potato. Is that just in the black community?
I think so. I think so. My bad. My bad. I just got sucked into Discord for a minute because
Nah,
ASAP
you good,
12E
bro.
ASAP 12E was like, yo, name this anime and you'll get like a free submission to the playlist. So I was like, boom, fucking you know, Pro Marty. And he was like, all right, you got it. And I was like, oh shit. Try to like respond to him and shit like that. But yeah, man, I mean, you mentioned sweet potato. It's definitely like I would say I've only seen it in black households. I don't know what white people's fucking with sweet potato pie. Funny thing is though, I like pumpkin pie. A lot of black
I
people said
love
they don't
pumpkin
like
pie.
pumpkin pie. So I'm usually the odd man out eating the pumpkin pie in the corner, like more for me. Like,
Hey, more for me. More for
right,
me.
right.
You know,
Stop
I'm all
playing.
about it, man. The turkeys, you know, I'm all about all the fixings, the stuffings, the pumpkins, the sweet potatoes. But me and you were just talking about health, man.
Right.
And I might have to limit myself to one plate this year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's a fact. We was talking earlier, and we was talking about the discipline, and I didn't bring it up, but I thought to myself, actually, just now at dinner, I had a whole big like, fish platter and stuff that we were sharing, and like I ate, and then I was going back for seconds, and right when I was about to warm up, I said, you know what? I don't have to. I'll put it away. That's one of my, like let me get back. I just rode on the bike. Let me not do too much. So yeah, I'm learning to not take seconds now, like set for sure.
Hey, now look, let me ask you a question. So we talking about limiting ourselves. So when you go to a family's house, your family's house, right? For meals like Thanksgiving or Christmas or holidays or whatever it is, how taboo is it for you to take a plate home? Because in my head, I'm like, all right, I'll eat one plate that day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I could taste leftovers, huh? How taboo is that for a person to just have that on their head? Like, hey, you know what? I'll just take some extra home if they got some extra.
Right.
You know, it's not. I'm not showing up with the Tupperware, but you know, I'll take a plate with some foil or something. You know, a little to go joint. What you think? How taboo is that? Take
Yeah.
it to go.
I mean, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think it's taboo. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm switching it up this year. Like, what's different? Hey, you would be cool if I had a second plate and I'd be stuffing myself right now, right? So let me just
I'm
take the
saying.
second plate. I'm gonna wrap it up so I can eat this tomorrow. It's all about health, wealth, and prosperity, shorty. Like, come on, like,
That's it. That's it.
hey,
You know,
right,
before I drink a little bit more, let me get this glass
yeah,
of water. You know, keep my hydration up.
right,
Well, we throwing it
right.
on
So
the
now,
floor
where are
like
you
this.
going though? Where are you going? Are you eating with family? You
Man, I'm gonna
going
do a
to a girl
Friendsgiving.
crib? Okay,
I'm doing Friendsgiving this year, man. I got
all
one of
right,
my buddies. She's hosting at her house and got all of us. You know, we all picked a dish, and that's how
right.
we're doing it this year, man. That's how we're doing it. So it should be a good time. Should be a good time. It's
What dish
always
you
good to
got?
break bread. I got mac and cheese.
Let me ask you this, since I saw this discussion on a Instagram reel or some shit. Do you put eggs in your mac and cheese?
I don't.
I have not either. So when I saw that, I was kind of
Oh,
like maybe I see what they're trying to go for because like it might be a binding agent, but like honestly, if you put enough cheese in there, the cheese should be that binding
yeah.
agent. Like when you bake it, so it's like to me, it's like
Hey,
the
hey, hey.
eggs, everyone was going like, "Oh, you're not from the South," but it just seemed like the eggs was just an extra that you don't need. It's like, come on.
You're not from
We
the
talking
South.
about
Yeah, right.
discipline. We talk about discipline and health, and someone wants to add eggs to mac and cheese.
You want your mac and cheese to be stiff because egg to me, when it cooks, it stiffens. So you want your baked mac and cheese to be stiff, or do you want to bake it for a bit, get that crisp on top, and then when you scoop into it, it's still a little gooey. That's what you gotta
Right,
ask yourself. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Me personally, I like a cheesy, gooey mac and cheese. I don't want my mac and
right,
cheese to break my tooth. So I
right.
don't know eggs in their mac and cheese, but they must be from Biloxi. That's all I'm saying. All right. I don't know what's going on down there. I don't know what's going on down
He
there,
said, "I'm
but
not trying to chip my tooth." From
you
Biloxi. Oh,
know what
dead.
I'm
So it
saying?
said
I want,
Biloxi.
yeah, I want to, your mac and cheese should not be solid.
Right,
I
right,
don't
right,
know,
right.
I don't know who's cooking that. But one of my friends, they cooking a casserole. Now I'm
Right.
not knocking it. I had a real good green bean casserole one time, but I'm
Hmm.
just not big on the casseroles. But I'm interested.
Right.
I'm interested to see which direction it goes. I'll take a scoop, you know.
I'm not like we make a green bean casserole. That's not bad.
Mm.
And that's
Right.
another thing that people
Right.
say only white people make. But like,
Right.
when we make it, it's fine. We don't have the big, like, if you look that shit up, you'll see like whole green beans and some type of, nah, we kind of chop them shits up, like mash it. It almost will look like stuffing, but
Right. Right. Right.
it's a
So
little
look.
different. So yeah, it's like, it's things out there. Definitely depends on who cooks it. I'll tell you this, like, you could be on some, I don't fuck with casserole, I don't fuck with this, I don't fuck with that. But if the right person put the sauce on it, you might be like, all right, I'll change my mind. I don't know
Right.
about cranberry. I've never rocked with cranberry. I always see it. It's always one of those things where they open the can and just have the big jelly like glob in the
Right.
corner. I don't take it, but
Hey, I never fuck with cranberry,
right.
but my
Okay.
grandmother made it from scratch one year.
Okay.
And I
See, it's
never
all
touched
about who makes it. Right.
it. Right, right. I seen it. I saw her. She actually had cranberries, and she made it from scratch. And I was like, all right, let me try a little bit out. Put a little bit on the turkey. Turkey was already good. I put a
Right.
little bit on the turkey,
Right.
whatever. And I was like, damn, this ain't too bad.
Right.
But like you said,
Turkey this year. Yeah. I was
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
say turkey this year. I think we're gonna get the jerk turkey.
Okay. Hey,
Right.
look,
Right.
don't sleep. If you in the States, don't sleep. Popeyes
Okay.
has a Cajun turkey that they selling.
Ah, yeah. I've heard people go crazy. I've seen people do that. That's not bad. But now you said you took the cranberry and put it on the turkey.
Yeah, I just put a little cranberry on the turkey because I got, how you cutting your turkey and you get like the dark meat, but then you might hit a little bit of the breast. I'm like, yeah, it's still juicy, but I'm put a little cranberry on this. Boom, and it
Right.
was good, bro. It was good, man. I don't mess with the can. I don't mess with the glob. You know,
Yeah, nah, it's too
I put
funny
them
to me,
both.
It's like you take time cooking everything else, but this jelly, you just open it up and you sit it there cold.
Shit is not very pleasing to the eye. I
Right.
gotta admit. I gotta admit. But yeah, man, it's going down, bro. It's just always good to break bread and be with the family and get a little time off, man. And get a little time off. Which brings me to, man, all these companies laying people off.
Right.
Amazon announced they're gonna let go of 10,000 people.
Meta is letting go of like 11,000. That's Facebook. Of course, Elon over at Twitter, he's burning the house down. Who knows how long Twitter's about to still be around for? You knew it
Right.
was the last days when I got verified on Twitter. And of course, I'm not really verified. I bought the Twitter Blue because, hey, I know it's fake verification, but this is all marketing. It's like I'm putting out a project. I know some dumb motherfucker might see it retweeted somewhere, and when they see that check, oh, let me click it. This looks important now. But
Right.
yeah, it seems like the last days at Twitter, man. Like Elon just said, you know, we're gonna go into Twitter 2.0 and we're gonna have long hours and it's gonna be grueling and it's gonna be this. So if you want to leave, you can leave now. And it just seems like he's doing all this drastic stuff to literally burn it to the ground.
And you know what, man? It goes back to the conversation we had about Kanye, right? It's like sometimes these geniuses,
The
right?
quote unquotes, right?
These smart people, like they do shit, erratic shit, and you don't really know why. Like I enjoy Twitter, right? I don't really need a
Right,
blue check, but like, I mean, it'd be cool to have one. But it's like,
right,
what are you doing? What are you doing, Elon? Like, what's the plan? You know what
right.
I'm saying? Like, I can't say that I would believe him to be a person who would do something without a plan. But shit, we've seen it
Right. I
all
mean,
this
but
year.
that's the thing. The plan to me is he seems very right leaning right now, very fond of the right wing. The right has not liked Twitter. They've always said that it's left leaning. And instead of it just being left leaning, what they should do is be like, oh, this is a snapshot of where America is. Maybe America is logical. I'm not gonna speak against anyone who's right wing. I know they
Right.
have their ideals and they have fiscal ideals that might be all right. But outside of that, it's like if you just look at Twitter, right? And if you say this percent of the population is on Twitter, so if you can take Twitter and use it as a sample size, then why are you discrediting, what people think? if you look at
Right.
there and say, oh man, the majority of people are left leaning and the majority of people think that, women should, choose, or the majority of people say this, you can't just be like, oh, this thing only skews to the left. That's just what the majority is. It's like, I don't know. But at the same time, it seems like Twitter was a big threat. And here he is buying it, talking about Trump is coming back, Kanye's coming back, free speech is coming back. The N-word usage already went up however much percent on there. With this, anyone can buy a check mark. You've already had troll pages go and buy check marks and like already like dupe people with viral tweets and shit like that. So,
Right.
it's a lot of crazy things going on. You keep hearing about layoffs, you keep hearing him, talk about this and that. And I don't know if he sincerely is trying to make Twitter into something cool, or if, it's literally just, I'm gonna be erratic and I'm going to make it look like I'm doing something for real, but I really am just gonna burn this place to the ground. So it's one of those things where Twitter, outside of being a company, I think has damn near earned the right of being a public utility, because that's where people
Damn near.
communicate. That's where people communicate. It's faster than Reddit. It's faster than Facebook. It's just straight to the communication. It's no pic, it's like, yeah, you can post pictures and video and shit like that, but it's not like how boom, Facebook is set up to where it's like your own profile and this and that. Like all these things are so set up to where Facebook is literally just you're seeing text. You know what I mean? So
Right.
the communication is just that much more immediate on Twitter to where, you take that shit away and damn, bro, you're taking away a huge source of communication for people.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you like being said on there or not, it's a huge
That's the
communication
question,
source.
bro. Is free speech really free speech if everybody doesn't have
Exactly.
free speech? You're not going to
Right.
agree with it. You're not going to agree with what everybody says. Nobody's going to agree with what everybody says, and that's what leads to shit like what's happening in Iran or in China. You can't say certain things. You know what I'm saying? Even they're rioting right now over their COVID lockdown. You know what I mean? Like because they disagree with it, and it's like,
Right.
man, do you take away those rights? Do you take away the ability to think freely? Like, is that really living free? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I think Elon, like I said, I would hope that he has a plan behind what he's doing. But I mean, this isn't helping the economy out. You fire 11,000 people. You know what I'm saying? Now they're on unemployment. Same thing with Meta. Same thing with Amazon. And Amazon, I was fucking surprised that the holidays are coming up, and they're
Right.
always short people. They're always short people for the holidays. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like I don't know. Maybe they're predicting or forecasting it's going to be a slow sales year because of what's happening in the economy. I mean, I can't say shit. I got stuff in my car right now, so I don't know. You know, I don't know what's going to happen, but shit. Hopefully, it figures itself out soon. Has anything been happening in your world? Anybody been laying anybody off in your company? Because nothing's
Not
happened.
really. I mean, people are always shifting and people are moving. I think, being that I work in the, you know, I guess industry that I do, it's kind of a little bit more permanent there, being in like
Right, right,
a medical kind of sense. It's more so just like, oh, unless like some technology takes somebody's job, it's kind of like people are kind of like locked in over there.
right.
Um,
And that same thing with mine
yeah,
too. Like we're short people.
which is
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah, yeah.
So it's like
Oh, we're definitely short. I'll
everybody.
say that. Yeah, we
Yeah,
definitely could
yeah. So
use more people.
that's what I'm saying. So like, for maybe it's just, and I guess I did read an article saying that maybe it's just these tech companies. You know what I'm saying?
But what I will
Or
say, you mentioned tech companies. This is not necessarily a layoff, but it is affecting a lot of people. And I'm sure the company did have layoffs because of this. FTX,
yeah,
FTX was
yeah,
a platform where people can buy, sell, and trade crypto. And it went under big time, almost on some
huge.
Ponzi scheme type of shit. So people's money is gone.
Yeah, the guy who ran FTX was a billionaire. You
30
remember his
some.
name?
Nah, but I heard that he woke up one day and his account was at like 16 billion.
Right.
Now he lost all that and he only has 1 billion left, but
I
he's a
mean,
young guy. He's probably like 30
Yeah,
years old.
yeah. What's 1 billion to a 30-year old? That's everything,
Right.
right? So I mean, it went down hard. It went down quick.
Right.
Sam Bankman-Fried is his name,
Right.
CEO and founder of FTX. Yeah. So CNBC says they got overconfident and careless.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we know that, crypto in general was up and down just because of these companies trying to, attach cryptocurrency to, real life applications. So like use them
Mm-hmm.
on sites to buy and resell shit, or establish them as currency, to trade just like dollars, right? For
Right.
services, products. But man, I don't know. I can't. I'm not an expert in crypto, but I think a lot of coins came out real quick, and there were only a couple that were really standing tall, like Bitcoin, like Ethereum, right? And all these other coins are just kind of attached to those. But I know Bitcoin was down like 55%, which is crazy,
Right.
And I think that there is. I mean, crypto, it kind of is the future, I think. But you think that paper money, you think the dollar will disappear?
Nah.
That I don't think.
Nah,
I don't
I don't
think.
think it'll disappear just because we would have to just convert crypto to paper money and then it's just the same thing at the end of the day. So to me, it's like that's why I don't think crypto is taking off like people thought it would, because it's
Right.
not an entirely different amount of money. It's not like they just handed it out, or it's not
Right.
like they just said, "Hey, we have some crypto and work for it." And how who knows how the first dollars got circulated, but they're circulating now. So we're already in a system where people use dollars, paper money. So fucking crypto, you have to buy crypto with paper money, and
Exactly.
paper money is backed by the gold standard, right? So if that's shaky and you're
Right.
acting like crypto is some like secret, some safe haven that's gonna like save you from financial instability, at the end of the day crypto is directly linked to the dollar, because everything you
Right.
say is, well, how much Bitcoin you have? I have point something something Bitcoin, which is this many dollars. All right. So at the end of the
Hey,
day, we're just going back to dollars. So if the dollar is
exactly.
shaky, crypto is shaky. It's like, fam.
Right. And the dollar's backed by the government. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
like, got off gold a while ago, but the reason that they have, like you said, it costs this many dollars to buy one Bitcoin. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And and that's why when people were saying like, no, I can't be regulated by the government, I said, it's only a matter of time, bro. Like it's only a matter of
Right.
time. You can't have something valued at such and such dollars, and you trade dollars for this thing, and the government not get their hands in it eventually. You
Right.
know, so the people who originally jumped into Bitcoin, jumped into all these coins, man, they got away like bandits pretty much initially. But I don't know how it's going to be moving forward.
Right.
I'm interested to see, I'm interested to see how what happens though. Do you own any? Do you own any Bitcoin, any Ethereum,
Not
any
at
of that?
all. Not at all. I have not bought any.
I own percentages. I own
Not
small
bad.
percentages.
Right. Right. And that's not bad.
But
Just have a little bit in. So if anything,
yeah,
changes over time, you got some bread. And if it
I
goes
just let them
bad,
ride.
right, fuck
Yeah, let
it.
them ride. Let's
Right.
see what it does. The market's been up and down, up and down. And then the other day, the market jumped 800 points. Uh, as soon as the opening bell happened, 7:30, by 7:35, it jumped 800 points just because of some information that came out, or
Right.
inflation was just short of where they thought it was going to be. Like, oh, instead of 7%, we're at 6%. People are like, oh shit, market's popping.
Right. Right.
So,
Right. Right.
Elon was tweeting out and everybody was buying stocks. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
Yep. Everybody was shilling a
so
coin at one point. Shit,
Yeah,
Adam 22 was just talking about it. He was like, man, I lost so much bread. He's like, I kind of feel bad for kind of like promoting some of these coins. And I'm like, damn, son. He was like, he said he felt it was karma. He lost money in crypto because of how he promoted some of these coins and whatnot. So,
right. But that's how
that,
that's how a
yeah,
lot of people got him to move. That's how they got him to move though. Because
exactly.
when you promote it, people get in their heads and they're like, "Oh shit, well I want to invest. I want to ride the wave." Next thing you know, you get 1,000 people or however many people to buy a coin or buy a stock. That shit jumps, right? So you are making money, but
Right.
you
Now,
gotta.
speaking of FTX, uh, a lot of celebrity promoters are being sued. So Larry David, Tom Brady, Giselle, Shaq, Steph Curry, all named in a class action lawsuit for promoting this. And then in other news in crypto, we had Eminem. He or not Eminem, Justin Bieber. So Justin Bieber, he had bought a Bored Ape for like 1.8 million, and it's now worth 40% of that or some shit like that.
Damn.
Right. So yeah, man, it's tough. Shit is definitely like bottoming out in that industry at the moment.
Yeah, and when the market bottoms out, guess what? You don't sell. You just gotta hold on to it. You gotta ride the wave, see if it goes back up. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
You don't
Right.
know. Could be 6 months, could be a year, could be 2 years from now. But
Right.
you gotta make smart investment decisions, and that's why they always say silver and gold. You know,
Exactly. Exactly. Back to
silver
the
and gold.
standard, right? Back to the
Yeah,
standard.
yeah.
Something that's not too shaky. Not too
Tangible. You
shaky.
know.
Right.
Tangible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So shit, man. You
Hey,
seen
man.
any movies recently?
Nah, man. Nah, I got two. I'm gonna go see Black Adam, man. And you know what, man? That's a reflection on what's happening in the world right now. We short
No, you're on mute.
just extra busy wearing 3 4 hats in the day job and also doing all the extras that we all do, right? And
Right.
man, I've had Black Adam on my list. I want to go see. I want to go see Black Adam. I want to go see Wakanda. I haven't seen that
For
yet.
sure. I saw that
Gotta go see
yesterday.
that. Did you?
Hard. Yeah.
Hard?
I would say it's on par with the first one. It's definitely equal. I won't say it's better, but it's on par.
Okay.
It's not bad. It didn't dip. It's like right here, neck and neck. Sometimes it did feel like it was better than the first one. But the only reason I'm gonna say the first one is because it was the first one with Chadwick and all the action. I like how they wrote this one in a different type of way, just because and not to give anything away, but it doesn't need to be necessarily focused on a crazy amount of action. This one's a little bit more intellectual, so I like that. So definitely
Hey
you'll
man,
you'll have I recommend it. I think you'll have a good time seeing that movie, and I got to see Black Adam. I haven't even
yeah.
tapped into that comic, so yeah,
I might just go on a movie bender to be honest with you. Just take a
right,
me day, grab me a big
right,
thing of popcorn.
right.
Yeah, real
Just
talk. Cause
chill.
yeah. Cause I want to see it. I've seen some really good reviews. Even talking about Namor, the so called villain in the movie.
Right, right,
And man, Chadwick played that part to a T. So
right,
if they did anything close to showing him those respects, rest in peace to him. Then yeah, it's worth a look. But
right. The tributes
yeah,
were fitting too.
hey, you got to see Black Adam. I'm gonna see both of them. We're gonna revisit that.
Facts. Got to come back with the
Yeah, man,
reviews for sure. Got to do that
hundred
for
percent.
sure.
And we'll reach out to Artificial, get him back
Yeah,
on here, man, to talk about. And look, I messaged him. I messaged him. He posted up
yeah.
something. I was like, "Hey, man, I need to see those wintertime fits. I need the
Yeah, you got a
fall
lot of
time looks."
t-shirts, man. Where the long sleeves, where the sweaters, where the hoodies. Well, I do know he got
Right.
hoodies, but let's start bringing those
Right.
out right now.
Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%. But shit,
Yeah, he
episode
definitely got a
88,
few
man.
t-shirts available right now.
Yeah.
So
All right. Hey, we're gonna get them on,
yeah.
man. But you know, hey, it's episode 88.
Hey, rooftop like we bringing 88 back. That's a fact.
Right. That's
So
right.
you know what it
Hey, you want
is,
to play
man.
that
It's the
track at the
COD.
end?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
How the Strong Survive. ISO is out now. That link is in the bio. Go tap in. I know we said this last episode, but next episode, be ready to talk to Artificial. And then, now that the project's out, I'm gonna start reaching out to some people. So over the next couple weeks, you might hear some people who worked on the project come on, and we might talk to them about it. So, by like if I can get them, by the second or third interview, don't be like, oh, they bring it up this again. But it's like, nah, I want to give shine on some people. So that might be
Yeah.
the context of why we bring them on, but I definitely kind of want to put it into what they've got going on. So I want to interview the photographer and things like that. And, I want to interview some of these producers and some of these people from the COD. So, we're definitely going to kind of start bringing back that little interview aspect of the COD, because like I said in the earlier this episode, going down memory lane kind of had me reminiscing on, we was really shaken during that pandemic, giving everybody stories to like really get inspired to, like, oh, what's Neil Magny doing during this pandemic? How's Jams getting by? How's Cam doing? So, good to shout out and reconnect with all those people, and you might see a couple of them come back. But first up, we got Artificial. So
Yeah. And we outside now, so
yes,
we gotta
sir.
talk
We
about it.
outside,
That's it, man.
Hell
Keep it
yeah.
strong,
88.
man. And that's it. It's the COD.
Yes, sir.
Why you hating? You see what I'm making. What it's giving, you see how I'm living. And I show you how the strong survive. I mean, baby, just look in my eyes. And I swear you can see all this pain. Now you able to see what it takes. And I'm about to show you how to make another album from an out to shade. Now I'm seeing how this game is fake. Dog, y'all niggas so shameless, you vain. Mean I'm glad that we aiming past where y'all was aiming, cause we came to make household names. They gonna make us all blacks, they gonna know that we black. I got a portrait on my back and on the tag it say Amana. Dropped the bag for this Amana. In my bag is marijuana, no cataracts for what I seen in my sight. Them niggas crash for what they speak in the mic. I'm living fasting in the heat of the night. I'm rolling up, I like my weed inside. I shotgun with the sun, I could've made her my wife. I could've done it all, been hot for a minute. But I'm no quitter like them niggas in Senate. They wanna make me a statistic, the culture's fucking sadistic. These rappers dying to live a life that really ain't as real as it seems. I was rapping in my room and now I'm living my dream. Steady growing the team, I'm getting faster my goals. Yeah, where we go, they gon' need how many roads? They never seen me before, but they gon' leave in the know. No, they gon' leave with it now. I mean, they seeing it now. From the day you named me king, I'm reigning tyranny, mama. These rappers fearing me, mama. No, they ain't hearing me, mama. I beat COVID, I deserve to be here with you, mama. You put me on the right path and I got near to the koala. I gotta show you respect, I gotta show them I'm next. I gotta show them I got curious intent. I gotta show them this is real as it gets. And if I fuck up, that's on me and I'm gon' pay every debt. And in this life you gotta make big bets. I go for mine and I don't gotta regret. So when I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can hold my head high because I know that I'm blessed. Said I can hold my head high because I know that I'm. Why you hating? You see what I'm making. What it's giving, you see how I'm living. And I show you how the strong survive. I mean, baby, just look in my eyes. And I swear you can see all this pain. Now you able to see what it takes. And I'm about to show you how to make another album from an out to shade.